Hey, what's going on, guys? 18 Set Shadow here. So, this is going to be my second market watch for Shadowverse EVOLVE. And compared to the first one, there isn't going to be as much to discuss given that the game is still pretty fresh and there's still only one set to go through. So there aren't too many singles to talk about. So what I'll be doing first is just going through some overviews of a few things. In particular, I wanted to take a look at the starter decks and the distribution of what's still available and what isn't. We're not going to go through all of them, but just to give you a general idea, we're taking a look at the Swordcraft starter deck, Blade of Resentment, which you can see that we do have a number of cards that you can purchase as singles, far cheaper than the deck itself right now. But then you also have to consider that some of these items, which are more sought after, are also sold out. So the legendary card in this deck, and every deck has a legendary card to use, and they usually just come with a full playset. Tsubaki is $5 right now, and then you have stuff like Veteran Lancer, which is one of the bronze cards in this one, only 25 cents to pick up. And then you had Floral Fencer, which is exclusive to the trial deck, or the starter deck, and I don't think it's in the main set. But these are already sold out, both its regular and its Evo version. Given that for the typical play of Swordcraft, this card is really good and you tend to play it often. Other stuff like Goblin, Unbridled Fury, White General is actually $1, but nobody's bought it. But for the most part, if you just need to pick up some of the cards that are available, it's usually cheaper to go for these singles than it is to go for the starter deck itself, but you're going to have a hard time picking up some of the real key cards without picking up the deck, given that they go off the market quite quickly. Same goes for the Fairy Princess Forestcraft starter, where cards like Sylvan Justice, which I believe are limited to the deck, are already sold out too. Don't know why Angelic Snipe is sold out though. We've also got Okami Woodland Refuge. These don't make sense. I know these are in the main booster pack as well. What else? The Ursa Leader is sold. Well, nobody bought any. There was never any on the market apparently, and the same goes for the Fairy. And I would guess that shipping thicker cards like the leader cards and the token cards might be a pain for sellers, so maybe they're just not listing them as much. Now we're going to talk about promos. There aren't too many yet. There are box toppers and a few event promos that are already out. Looking at some of them, we got Floral Fencer up here, which seems to be the most popular in terms of sells, with 14 listings right now at $9.50 to start off with, but its market price is over $13. Then you've got Fate's Hand, which is $7 to start, and its market price is $5. So it's actually starting to go up in value on that front. You've also got Dark Offering, Harvest Festival, Phantom Howl, Alchemist Workshop. And then you've also got Conflagration. I'm skipping Fighter, given that that's a event card, if I remember correctly, and $20 one listing. It's a vanilla 2-3. I don't know what to say about that one. But a lot of these other promos are still not available on the market. Haven't been, like the Elven Princess, the evolved version of Floral Fencer. And if I recall correctly, some of these are going to be event promos as opposed to box toppers. Most of these ones up here are box toppers. And I can tell you from experience, I pulled the Floral Fencer and I pulled a Conflagration out of 2 boxes, wanting to see the distributions of some of the rarities that are in here. And speaking of set 1, I wanted to take a brief look at silver cards. Silver cards are supposed to be the markup to bronze, which is basically making them the equivalent of a rare in most packs. And it's interesting to note how many of them are actually close to $1 or above it right now. Well, this one is a premium version, of Black Inscription, so that doesn't count. But I talked about Execution before. Trail of Light is actually pretty expensive for just being a silver, $250 with a market price of $320, so base listing is actually down right now. You've got Gemstone Commander at $125. Demonic Strike is $150. Maid Leader $175. You have a good amount of value in the silver cards in this set. Yeah, just keep that in mind. Silver cards are actually worth something, and even in the mobile game, the original variant of the game, silver cards have a lot of good options for you to put in a deck, so it's not too much of a surprise. And I talked about how Trail of Light is one of the higher ones right now. Just taking a look more deeply into the prices, we've got 250s, 275, 325, and a good amount of quantities available, and they have been selling around the 250 mark. Before they were selling over $3, so the price is going down. And I heard a rumor that we are supposed to get some more boxes starting next week in circulation, so that might drive prices a bit further down. Now to go into a few more singles. Cerberus. This one is it's a Bizcraft. A Bizcraft follower, legendary, currently sitting at 1620 minimum and has been selling pretty consistently at that with the last day. And its market price is currently 1528, so it's on the rise right now. If I recall, in the Japanese market, this was the case for Cerberus as well over there, so it's not too surprising. John d'Arc for Havencraft is on the lower end for legendaries, though. Not horrible, but it's still a market price of 801. And then, yeah, listings are mostly around the 850 mark. So, you could pull worse, but John is not too bad of a card. And finally, Sea Queen Otohime is going to wrap us up for today, where it looks like the base listings are starting to get higher and the listings are getting scarce. 12, 9, and 12 again. But we have... most of these guys have over $1 shipping here, so that's interesting. But we only have a few listings under $10 before it becomes a $12 card here. So if we do get boxes next week, hopefully we'll see some of these prices drop. But yeah, this card is starting to go as well. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later.